Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently finished Fly Away Home. This is the same lady that brought us In Her Shoes, and to be honest, that movie is one of my absolute favorite films of all time. And I actually have it in my collection, and I think I owe it to myself to actually review it properly and to give you a review at some point in time. With that being said, back to Fly Away Home. And it's written in a similar style, and we have points of view from these different women with different walks of life and all these terrible dramas that they are going through, and it just seems like nothing else can go wrong, and then it does, and you feel for them, you really do. But through the crisis, they actually all come together and support each other. So there's a lot to be said about their particular synchronization, I do believe, and them just realizing that no matter what, they're going to be together, even if other things aren't really working the way that they would like, or things are just falling into chaos. But it's very funny, it's very witty. There are parts that are extremely poignant and hard-hitting, and very gritty and forward and blatantly blunt and honest. And when she writes about a lot of the scenes and intimacy, because it's actually more of an eros than it is anything else, but when she's writing about that, she's not like Anne Rice at all. She's just, she throws it out in the open and she calls it what it is. And it actually kind of surprised me a little bit. Excuse me, I belched. But it kind of took me off guard because I wasn't expecting that from her. But it's actually the characters and not her who are using profanity. And to be honest, the characters have every right to be using the profanity. It's like with The Sopranos. I've mentioned this like many times, and I do it ad nauseum, and if I'm doing so to the effect of annoying people in my audience, I'm sorry, but it's the best example that I can come up with, given the character's circumstances and just everything that's happening. Yeah, I probably would swear too. Despite all that, despite all the awful, just horrendous things that are occurring in these women's lives, there's a ray of hope. And I think that's what Fly Away Home is really getting at. And it's just good to see the camaraderie between these women and them coming together and forming an alliance and becoming their own tribe, so to speak. But I can't really say that much else. It's very similar to In Her Shoes, and just how it's set up, and similar circumstances are occurring, and that's probably why I love it so much, and that's probably why I enjoyed In Her Shoes immensely. So this is in the same vein. It's a different story. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, because I don't want to ruin it for you. In Her Shoes is completely different from this book, obviously. But as far as rating the book goes, it definitely gets my highest grade, and it definitely deserves 2 thumbs way up, because Weiner, she writes in such a way that it's very engaging to the audience, and she doesn't use flowery language. She uses very straightforward terminology, and yet you understand that what's happening with these women is this absolutely devastating. And like I said, they're all going through their own trials and tribulations, but all in all, there's a hope. There is that sense of companionship and a sisterhood. To me, it's like a grown-up version of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, or one of my, actually both of those movies are my favorite, and the books are absolutely stupendous. Or the movie Now and Then. Now, the movie Now and Then is just almost a carbon copy of Fly Away Home. But it's different. It's a unique film, but crises, I should say. There's one crisis in that movie. Crises are what bring these women together, and I think they find a sense of hope, a sense of wholeness, a sense of completion, a sense that even though things seem dark, there always is a light at the end of the tunnel, and one way or another they're going to come out of their pit together. So I think there's a lot to be said about that. And I found in my circumstances, when things aren't going my way, there's always there's a song it's a cover of Life's Been Good to Me, but it's called Life's Been Good to Me. It's their version of it, but it's Life's been good to me, manifest destiny. Life's been good to me. It's comedy and tragedy. Gotta have a smile. Gotta have a smile on the other side of frown. It's a masterpiece. I'm paraphrasing it, but basically that part's a rap in a way, or a rhyme. And I thought, well, yeah, that's actually very apropos, and this book is exactly about that, the comedy and the tragedy, duality of people's lives. And another song I like is, I think it's called Hey There Kid, but one of the lyrics in that particular song is a lifetime of skinned knees, heartbreak comes so easy, but a life without pain would be boring. And I thought, yeah, that's very profound. Of course, there's another line that life without you would be boring for someone like me. But I think that sums up everything. That's basically this book. But that's all I got to say about Fly Away Home. I mean, if you haven't read it, do yourself a favor and do so, because it's one of those books. It's very breezy. It's very captivating, and you're on an emotional roller coaster with these girls. I should say these women. They're older, so it's more mature, and it's very grown up problems. And even though one of them has a kid, you feel for the kid too. But it's it's really exquisitely written, and Weiner hits another one out of the park with this one. That's all I got to say about Fly Away Home. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, tutti.